It was a night like any other, with the moon casting its silvery glow upon the streets. I patrolled the dimly lit alleys of our city, my footsteps echoing against the cold pavement. The crisp air sent shivers down my spine, but it wasn't just the chill that made me uneasy. There was something lurking in the darkness, something sinister that made my skin crawl. As I turned a corner, I caught a glimpse of movement out of the corner of my eye. My hand instinctively went for my holster, ready to draw my weapon at a moment's notice. But when I turned to face the source of the movement, there was nothing there. Just the empty streets, the shadows dancing in the faint light. I shook my head, trying to shake off the feeling of unease. Maybe it was just my imagination playing tricks on me, the result of too many late nights on the job. But deep down, I knew better. There was something out there, something waiting in the darkness. As I continued my patrol, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. It was as if there were eyes boring into the back of my skull, following my every move. I quickened my pace, my heart pounding in my chest, as I tried to outrun the feeling of dread that threatened to consume me. But no matter how fast I ran, I couldn't escape the feeling that something was closing in on me. It was like a shadow, always just out of reach, but never far behind. I could hear the faint sound of footsteps echoing in the distance, growing louder with each passing moment. I rounded another corner, my breath coming in ragged gasps as I struggled to keep pace. And then, suddenly, I saw it. A figure standing at the end of the alley, shrouded in darkness. My hand went for my weapon, but before I could draw it, the figure vanished into thin air. I stood there, frozen in place, my heart pounding in my chest. What was that thing? Was it human or something else entirely? I didn't have time to ponder the question, as a sudden gust of wind sent chills down my spine. And then, without warning, the shadows came alive. They twisted and writhed, forming grotesque shapes that seemed to reach out for me. I stumbled backwards, my mind reeling as I tried to make sense of what I was seeing. But there was no time to think, as the shadows closed in around me. I could feel their icy touch against my skin, sending shivers down my spine. I tried to fight back, to break free from their grasp, but it was no use. They were everywhere, enveloping me in their suffocating embrace. And then, just when I thought all hope was lost, I heard the sound of sirens in the distance. The cavalry had arrived, the cavalry in the form of my fellow officers. With renewed determination, I fought against the shadows, pushing back against the darkness with all my strength. And then, just like that, it was over. The shadows receded into the night, leaving me standing there alone in the alley. I breathed a sigh of relief, grateful to be alive, but knowing that this was far from over. As I made my way back to the station, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. That whatever had been lurking in the darkness was still out there, waiting for its next victim. But one thing was for certain: I wouldn't rest until I had uncovered the truth behind the shadow.